Now at 5, Kansans will be adding to their savings next year as the state is set to eliminate its grocery sales tax. Plus, the popularity of bookstores is on the rise. We'll talk with a few local who are noticing the change. And President-elect Trump is emphasizing his promise to deal with immigration. We'll tell you about the policies the president plans to enact.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Kansans will be saving some money next year. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Anthony Saviello. Kansas won't have to pay state sales tax on groceries starting January 1st, 2025. The legislation to lower the state sales tax passed in 2022. Originally, sales tax on groceries was 6.5%. A 3-year plan lowered it to 4.4% in 2023 and dropped to 2% in 2024. In 2025, state sales tax on groceries will be eliminated in Kansas.
We can have that much more to go towards like another bag of chicken or to have just to be able to budget maybe a smaller amount each week or every 2 weeks.
According to the Kansas Health Institute, research showed that grocery sales tax are associated with higher rates of food insecurity. A handful of bills have been passed over the past few years that take effect on January 1st, 2025. One law impacts those with restricted driving privileges due to a misdemeanor offense of failure to comply with a traffic citation. Certain folks will now be allowed to still take kids to and from school or childcare, but buy groceries or fuel and go to religious worship services. Another law that was delayed to start for a year creates a commission of 9 members to study compensation, salary, and retirement benefits of members of the Kansas legislature. It also establishes compensation rates for certain state officials, judges, and elected district attorneys. That's to be equal to a percentage of the salaries for a U.S. congressional member, U.S. judge, or district judge. Well, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty for a first look at weather.
Well, it definitely turned out to be another gloomy one for us today. Some on and off showers, drizzle across the region, and that's what we're going to see tonight again. Some patchy fog, drizzle, random shower. Sitting at 53 in Joplin, 54 in Pittsburgh, Anderson, 54, 52 in Miami, 54 in Parsons, Nevada, much of the same. Hair cooler, Stockton at 51 degrees. Through the evening, slow drop back into the upper 40s. We are going to have clouds, some patchy fog, and a little bit of drizzle out there, so watch out for that. Most of the more persistent showers we had earlier, mainly out of the region, so for the rest of the night, just those pockets of drizzle. Back to the west, here comes in our next little wave, which will start to affect us tomorrow. So we're going to be talking about that here in just a bit.
All right, Doug, see you soon. Independent bookstores are on the rise, not just during the holiday season, but over the last 5 years. According to a report from IBIS, the bookstore industry has increased 1.7% since 2016, projecting a total of $34.3 billion in 2024. The survey highlights how social media platforms like TikTok have driven attention to local independent shops. We stopped by local bookstores in Joplin to discover why they believe these community staples are more important than ever.
I think from a reading standpoint, anybody that's a big reader, there's something about having a book in their hand compared to just reading from a screen or their phone or an ebook or whatever. It's a different experience. And so I think anybody who loves to read, there's something about having that book in their hand physically.
According to the American Bookseller Association, more than 190 stores are in the process of opening over the next 2 years. The city of Afton, Oklahoma is no longer allowing the public to use the dumpster located outside of Town Hall. The police chief told KOAM that they allowed folks to dump household trash, but it started getting out of hand Friday morning. Mayor Christy McCurran tells KOAM as of right now there is no public dumping. Every spring and fall, the town brings in 3 30-foot dumpsters for a week of Afton cleanup days. The 2 dumpsters behind City Hall are separate from cleanup days. She said this isn't the first time people put items around these 2 dumpsters that the trash company couldn't take. The incoming Trump administration is planning to bring back an immigration policy that sparked controversy in his first term, family separation. Katrina Kaufman has more details from Washington, D.C.
President-elect Trump's incoming border czar says they're preparing to begin a massive roundup of undocumented immigrants. Tom Homan told the Washington Post that includes bringing back a controversial policy from Trump's first administration, family detention. Homan says they plan to build tent structures to hold thousands of migrants at any given time.
We need at least 100,000 beds, but I'm not going to put a limit on it. I'm telling the minimum we need 100,000 beds because we got a big population to look for.
Detainees will include families, giving undocumented parents the choice of leaving children born in the United States behind or being deported with them.
The administration is going to say, we're not going to separate mom and dad. Mom and dad it's their privilege if they want to leave with their child. It's a cute way of saying we don't care.
Inglewood, New Jersey Mayor Michael Wilds, who is also an immigration attorney, tells CBS News that he believes the policy is unconstitutional.
We're dealing here with American citizens who can't speak for themselves, children that may now be deported from America.
Homan responded to criticism, telling the Post, "You knew you were in the country illegally and chose to have a child, so you put your family in that position." Katrina Kaufman, CBS News, Washington.
Homan says the administration's border policies will need at least $86 billion to start. He also plans to use the U.S. military to help round up migrants. Still ahead, we'll take a look at how the retail market favored this holiday season. And next in Health Watch, a new study brings attention to the gender gap when it comes to exercise. Topping today's Health Watch, new evidence finds the gender gap between men and women extends beyond career achievements and wages. Now women's health is on the line. Naomi Raccoon explains why women are getting less exercise than men and how women have more to gain.
With 3 little boys at home, Jenny Morales sneaks in her workouts any way she can.
Do you like that?
But what used to be 5 one-hour workout classes a week has dwindled to mini sessions at home using free weights or the treadmill in the family office.
The baby and I are here for a little bit, a couple naps, feeding in between, and lots of cleaning, and maybe a little small workout when he takes a 30-minute nap if I can get it in.
The struggle to find time is part of what experts are now recognizing as a gender gap in physical activity, in part due to the heavier load women carry for the family, whether they work outside the home or not.
Because you're a mom, and I think that some of those needs need to be met by you mostly.
In a recent study from Cedars-Sinai, only 33% of women met the standard for weekly aerobic exercise, compared to 43% of men.
We do know that at all ages, once you are an adult, and actually even during our childhood, women do less physical exercise than men.
While women have a tough time prioritizing their workouts, the irony is they may get more out of exercising than men.
For women compared to men, women got more bang for the buck, meaning that if women did half the exercise of men, they lived as long as men.
Experts say a short, light workout is better than nothing at all. Morales takes that to heart.
Your full hour, it may be in like little increments throughout the day, and then you get it done.
Putting her family first by keeping herself healthy too. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News.
Well, phenylephrine, a leading decongestant used in Sudafed, Dayquil, and other medications, will likely soon be off the shelves. The FDA is in the process of revoking the drug's use because doctors say it doesn't work. If the FDA issues a final order, companies will likely have a year or more to reformulate their medications. Doctors have found a connection between COVID and worsening liver function. A study published in JAMA found about 30% of people hospitalized for COVID showed signs of kidney damage, though the reasons for the connection aren't fully understood. It's also not yet clear if that damage is long-term. That's a look at today's health news. A little later, after being lost for 9 days, a family's dog makes its way back home.
Plus, we have some more rain chances in the forecast. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, another gloomy day for us today, but temperatures are still pretty good, right around 60 for an afternoon high, but we've had some clouds, some showers, especially during the morning hours, and we're going to stick around the clouds, a little bit of drizzle, a little bit of fog as we go through the rest of the evening into the overnight hours tonight. Kind of like what we've seen all week long is going to continue. Temperatures, not bad. Most of us mid-50s across the board. We're only going to drop back upper 40s once again. Currently outside 53 southerly winds, 5 to 10, quite a bit of traffic across the region. Through the evening, sliding back near 50, upper 40s, clouds, patchy fog, a little bit of drizzle across the region. Most of the persistent showers, at least that we had earlier today, those are pretty much gone, so we just have the cloudy skies out there right now. This wave is rolling out. Here's the beginnings of our next wave, which is going to push mainly to our south as we go into the daytime hours tomorrow, and then another one building out toward the west. We don't have any big systems, mainly smaller systems, but at least staying somewhat active across the region. All right, let's go through tonight. Clouds, patchy fog. Temperatures 46, 47 by morning. As we go through the morning hours, some scattered light showers start to pop up along and south of the I-44 corridor. Showers kind of increase a little bit, but really if you live north of I-44, you'll mainly stay dry. Showers kind of pass mainly to our south and to our east, but again, we'll have some hit and miss ones along and south of the I-44 corridor through tomorrow evening. And then all this will start to rotate out. So it mainly just kind of skirts just to our south. By midnight tomorrow night, we back down into the mid-40s. And then as we go into Sunday, still a lot of clouds, fog to start. And then Sunday looks like a pretty good day. We'll break out. We'll see partly sunny skies, high temps, right around 60 degrees. So looking pretty good as we go into Sunday. And then clear skies into Monday night before a few clouds start to roll in on Monday morning. All right, how much rain could we get? Again, it's going to be very hit and miss, mainly along and south of the I-44 corridor. Not much. Most areas under a tenth or 2/10 of an inch. And then north of I-44, you will mainly stay dry. 59 on Saturday. Scattered showers and drizzle. But Sunday, shaping up pretty good. Temps near 60 degrees. All right, so we stay in this active stretch, this active pattern. This system moves out. Here's the one tomorrow. We have another weak system dropping in on Tuesday, late Monday into Tuesday, that will give us some showers as it passes right on by. And then as we go into Wednesday, which is the beginning of the new year, some colder air will start to work in from Canada. So we're going to start to cool down late next week into next weekend. And then a little stronger storm system will start to work out as we get into next Sunday, which is around, I guess that would be about January 4th or 5th. All right, near 60 over the weekend. Let's go 62 on Monday, but showers rolling in late. Cooler on Tuesday and Wednesday. Highs into the 40s, and then cooling down into the 30s by next weekend.
I'm going to be enjoying that Sunday weather, especially before that cold front.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah, thanks, Doug. A lost dog announced her return by ringing the doorbell. Meanwhile, a drone and canoe were used in dog rescues. Jim Rowbottom has more in today's Take a Look at This.
A dog rang her home's doorbell after being lost for 9 days.
Hi, you are currently being recorded.
Athena rang the doorbell early morning Christmas Eve. Her owner was overjoyed when she saw her on the doorbell cam. A neighbor and police in New Jersey tried to lure a dog off a frozen lake with a chicken cutlet dangling from a drone.
I know what it means to own a dog, and I can't imagine what the owner was going through, so anything I could do to help.
But it didn't work. Eventually, a police officer went out and got her off the lake. She then ran off again. She was found on the neighbor's porch the next day. Salmon was used this time to lure her home. Also in New Jersey, another dog was rescued with a private canoe ride. After falling through the ice at a frozen lake, the canine swam to an island where it got stranded. Firefighters in ice rescue gear scooted to the island, won the dog's trust with a few treats, leashed it, and ferried it safely to shore in a canoe they commandeered from a homeowner. Sometimes it's the dogs who rescue people. Montana's Big Sky Resort has 6 avalanche dogs. They have highly sensitive noses to smell out trapped skiers. This one, an Australian cattle dog named Hank, has been working there for about 7 years.
Our dogs are for people that are not wearing beacons, and they're fast, like they can move quickly.
For Take a Look at This, I'm Jim Rowbottom.
Coming up, what did consumers spend their money on during the holidays, and what does it say about the economy? Topping today's Consumer Watch, it's the most wonderful time of the year for retailers. Despite a shortened time between Thanksgiving and Christmas this year, retail sales grew this holiday season. Lee Waldman breaks down where consumers were spending their money and what this means for the economy as a whole.
This year, retailers were racing the clock to motivate shoppers to buy early and in bulk because there were 5 fewer days than last year between Thanksgiving and Christmas. They landed on Santa's nice list.
I gotta just say, hats off to the American consumer. You know, we think that that there's going to be a stop to the spending, but that there never is.
Total U.S. spending grew by 3.8% this year compared to last, according to preliminary data from MasterCard Spending Pulse. It's no surprise that shoppers took advantage of online deals they found, clicking their way to 6.7% of year-over-year e-commerce growth, the same data showed.
To me, what these numbers say is that consumers are feeling okay about their jobs. They're feeling good about where the economy is going to be in 2025.
But it might not all be good news. Global economic analyst Rana Foroohar believes the kind of consumer spending could be a warning sign for things to come.
We are overdue by historical standards for a recession, and the kind of behavior you're seeing now is often the kind of behavior you see when you're at the top of a market cycle.
While big holiday spending numbers were a great sign for retailers, Foroohar has some advice for consumers as we head into 2025.
I'd be looking at paying down debt, getting lower interest rates, locking them in on anything that I can, because I think in the next few years, you're looking at higher rates.
In New York, I'm Lee Waldman reporting.
Well, congressional Democrats, including Representative Mark DeSaulnier of California and Senator Tammy Duckworth of Illinois, won passage of a new bill for Americans with disabilities to access better health in gym fitness locations. New rules for fitness facilities across the country would be mandated, including access to equipment, machines, and fitness instruction. And at least one employee trained in disabilities fitness instruction would be provided during all operation hours. The reintroduction of the bill on Tuesday appears to be symbolic since there are no more legislative days in the 118th Congress calendar. With 2024 nearly in the books, many people are planning their financial future. Wallet Hub has some tips to get you on track for 2025. They include making a realistic budget and sticking to it. Try putting more savings aside for an emergency fund. Explore ways to get rid of high-interest credit cards, like taking advantage of balance transfers or debt consolidation loans to cut costs. Other ways to cut expenses includes repaying 25% of your credit card debt. Try to shop around for sales and use coupons or discounts. Buy in bulk and turn your thermostat down to save on utility bills. Final check of the forecast next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, we'll go on the road to learn about how a teen mom and her newborns found hope and a new home when they needed it most. Then on KOAM News at 6, we'll have more information on the Kansas grocery tax that will be eliminated next year. Plus, Kansas Highway Patrol has released its Christmas report. We'll talk about that. And we'll take a look at some wintertime fun available for those in the mood for some ice skating in Fort Scott. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. Not really ice skating weather, though.
No, it's been fairly mild all week long. We're going to stay that way over the next couple days. Still some showers, especially our southern counties on Saturday. Sunday looks pretty good. 62 on Monday. Showers rolling late, lasting into Tuesday morning, and then turning colder late next week.
All right. Thanks for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next. Of course, we'll be right back here for KOAM News at 6. We'll see you then. Have a great evening.